Welcome to the second season of WAZZAM, the Coloring Castle. I hope y'all are very, 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 very aware that today we got a very special comic book character. It's none other than the incredible Spawn. I mean, I don't know how many out there in the comic books currently. Spawn is making a resurgence. He's a very intriguing character. He's one of my favorite characters. One of the real reasons I really still in the comic books to this day. So without further ado, I'm about to kick off the drawing of Spawn. Please give me a call. We have the hotline available. The R hotline is 720-698-6440. Again, that's 720-698. Again, 720-698-6440. Give me a call, especially if you love some Spawn. I'm about to get started on this sketch right here. Like I say, anybody that's familiar with Spawn, you would know that he's been around for a very long time. And I'm talking about they've made a movie, cartoons. Like I say, he's real intriguing. He's a black comic book character. He, not to be a spoiler, but if you're not aware, he dies in the beginning of the comic book. They kill him. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna talk about the circumstances, but yeah, Spawn is killed. His name is Al Simmons. mercenary. You know what I'm saying? So it's not too far-fetched to understand why people are trying to kill him. But yeah, they kill him in the beginning and he go to hell. I thought that would be a befitting character for the kickoff for the beginning of the second season. And by it being October, Inktober, shout out to all the artists out there. Shout out to all my black artists. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure that we create artwork that we can really, really get behind as far as imagery and images that we can connect with throughout the whole, diaspora. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, Spawn is one of those standout characters. Once you see him, there's no other character that looks like him. You know what I mean? He's basically a superpower. He got the traditional gold as the cape and red cape. You know what I mean? He ain't no Superman though. But yeah, so like I say, he's killed. He goes to hell. Like I say, for the beginning of the story, he goes to hell. And one of the top demons named Malbosia, he offers Spawn the ability to come back from the dead. Right there, that in itself is a very, very compelling story that will just grab you. A person killed. You're a bad person. You end up in hell. So yeah, that's a very awesome beginning for a story. It's unlimited to where you can go. And if you're familiar with the story of Spawn, it's almost unlimited to where the story has been and where it can go. So at the moment, I've set my eyes, started sketching the head. I'm coming with some shadows. He has a very menacing cape. It's put you in the mind of something that you may see with Dracula. It's tattered, it's raggedy, and it's alive. And that's going into some of his abilities that makes him a very, very formidable superhero. And to be more correctly, he's an anti-hero. I mean, his actual title in the original comic in the beginning of the series, he was chosen to be the general of Hell's army. So that right there, it gives you an inclination to how powerful he is. And like I say, once again, different aspects to where the story has gone. So like I said, I'm just working out a nice little sketch for his cape, his head. And you can do it light, if you're sketching, drawing along at home, you can go lightly. If you're a little bit more advanced, a little bit more confident, you can pretty much follow along with me. And so, yeah, like I say, back to this magnificent character, Spawn. So, yeah, as the chosen general of Hell's army, and this is the beginning of the story. Like I say, it's just a roller coaster from there on. Of course, with any modern day telling of of a person going to hell. The offer that the demon Malboja, that's the name of the demon who chose Al Simmons, aka Spawn, to be the general of Hell's army. He tells him he can come back, you know, be with his wife. Once you get to reading, or, you know, those familiar with the story, Al Simmons loved his wife. He loved his wife. His wife was named Wanda. They was married for a while, you know. She was like his high school crush. You know, he's been with her for a long time, and upon arriving into hell, the one thing he wanted more than anything was to be able to go back to see Wanda. So, let you know, she had that pull on her, you know what I mean? But yep, so he pretty much made a pact with Malboja to come back to Earth. And like I said, you know, it was more of a curse than a gift, because not only does he come back, but when he comes back, he's a living corpse. He's literally rotting. He literally comes out of the grave, and flesh barely hanging off his body. 7 years later, he's roaming around the city. So, you know, he looks like a zombie. And the details of his death is partly the reason why he is one of the most overpowered, you know, what you probably would consider broken characters out the gate. Just his power scale, his abilities. So when he was killed, he was murdered by using some experimental chemicals. These chemicals bonded to his flesh, which gives him kind of like a skin tight, almost a latex-like suit. These chemicals is covered literally from his head to his toe. He was covered in these chemicals. It was like a tar-like, the comic books became a little bit more updated. They speak along the lines is like nanobite tar. But anyway, it gives him these like almost unfathomable abilities, almost a cross from constructs from the Green Lantern, and almost like a symbiotic, like Venom, Carnage, living construct. So just this chemical that he was covered in forced him abilities too. Not to mention he was the general of hell. So Malboja trick, you know, to send him back, it was almost a crash dummy course to make him want to be the general, you know, destined for failure. Which, you know, from the writers and the creator, you know, probably a real good play on social commentary, a little background. But yeah, Malboja set Al up for failure out the gate. You know, he's a rotting corpse, set back 7 years after his death, pending his only condition was to be reunited with his wife. So it's like, you know, he's been dead for 7 years and then he pop up as a corpse. So yeah, that's yeah, you set up for failure on that. So I'm filling out the details of his mask. And like I said, this is my pencil outline to kind of give me a roadmap to what I would do with my with the pens. And last but not least is his fingers. So yeah, like I say, destined for failure. He's back on the earth. You know, so many different obstacles he got to overcome. Like I say, number one, 7 years, a lot has changed. Society somewhat futuristic, kind of dystopian future. So, you know, he come back, the guy who kills him is like a global mogul, like the Elon Musk of the day, you know what I'm saying? Just super powerful, super rich, super influential, and control everything. You know, once Spawn, Al, realizes, you know, he's a corpse, destined for failure, you know, how can he even imagine being reunited with his wife, you know, looking like a zombie, you know, with a young zombie face, you know what I mean? And so he pretty much changes, you know, force of circumstance, change direction for coming back. So he kind of bent on revenge, you know, and a little short-sighted, because even though you know, one of the title characters, his name is Jason Wynn, that is the killer Spawn. Yeah, he wasn't alone. He had an accomplice, another fellow mercenary. Can't remember her last name, but I know her first name is Angela. And yeah, he's setting his sight on revenge for them, which is understandable. They did take him off the face of the earth though, so that's understandable. But yeah, you know, he should have, with the power, you know, he should have been a little bit more concerned with the demon that sent him back as a corpse. You know, but hindsight 2020. But yeah, that like I say, that is the literal first few issues in the cartoon, first few episodes of the introduction to Spawn, Al Simmons. And like I say, going back to his power scale, he has a huge, almost broken power scale. He didn't really start that way, but he did start super powerful. These are the 4 fingers and the thumb for the sketch, and finish out the rest of his body. In his cape, he also can summon kind of like a Ghost Rider ability. A lot of people don't look at it that way, but I definitely correspond the chains that he has, kind of a Ghost Rider motif. He has these living chains that he can manifest. It's not really summoning, because they're literally with him at all times, and they manifest and they rip people to shreds. And so I'm gonna start this. The first little chain you would see on this picture is what connects his cape to his body. And like I say, he has a cape kind of like a Doctor Strange, a living cape. You know, you try to attack him, his cape gonna get at you. You know what I mean? Gonna protect him. Like I say, that just with the necroplasmic ability that covers his skin, allows him to manifest objects and constructs to attack and defend himself. He also has a cape that will attack and defend him. He has these chains he can manifest that can attack and also defend him from projectiles. Same way with the cape. So like I say, just in the beginning, he was a broken character. The connector of the cape is these like linchpins, but they're skulls. And I'm laying the sketch down for those real quick. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, as an artist, you just gotta relax. And by having a mental picture, I went over this in season 1. When you set out to draw, whether from reference or from memory, you have a mental picture. In your mind, you have a mental picture and you're translating that. That's why to be an artist is to be a mentally powerful individual, because you're taking ideas created in your mind and you're manifested in reality. You're able to take anything from reference, a picture, just, you know, look at it and also draw. But even in that, even in drawing a reference, you're putting your own individual style into the picture. You know, I'm using a light shadow picture. He's manifesting a little power and ability, which I'll talk about in a minute. And you can you can check little references, you know what I'm saying, online, visual images, and you will see his ability that he's able to use. It's a power. It's a almost yellow greenish in nature. Once again, adding to like a Halloween motif. You know, for anybody out there that's into you know, your holidays. But yeah, like I say, with the cape, the necroplasmic covering, the chains, he's already a formidable opponent. You know, so this is the second skull I'm putting in. But yeah, he's a very formidable opponent out the gate. You know, say like a young infantile in the story. He ain't nothing to mess with. Like I say, he's the prime candidate for Malbolgia army of hell. And there's different other demons and creatures, spiritual entities that is hate, salty, super hating on Al, young Spawn, when they learn that he's been chosen to be the general. You know, another fun fact about the character Spawn is, as a mercenary, at the time of his death, he had killed more humans in the history of mankind by a single individual than any other human. That was his peak accomplishment that made one of the top ranking demon princes in hell to select him as the as the general of Hell's army. So, you know, his hand-to-hand combat skills, his knowledge of weaponry, you know, is almost second to none. So, like I say, he that alone, you know, is the story in itself. You know, what actions, what missions was Al Simmons on to become the most accomplished killer in the history of mankind? That's a deep thought too, you know. Like I say, very intriguing character. Like just picking up the book and going in, you will not be disappointed with Spawn. I'm gonna throw a little power coming out of his eyes. So this power that he's overflowing with, that's seeping from his orifices and body, is the power afforded to the general of Hell's army. So this is also a big pen that I'm using. It's a Precise V7. It's just like a rolling ball pen. Nothing extravagant, definitely within the average artist budget. And I'm gonna just go outline the area where I was sketching at. But yeah, so this is a good more look. You get to see his the hand and the power that he's manifesting. Here is the power that's been seeping out of his eyes. I'm gonna add a little bit more. A little quick Bob Ross moment, you know what I'm saying? A phenomenal artist. Shout out to Bob, you know. So yeah, this story with Spawn, like I say from the beginning, is so ripe with detail. I mean, the story, you know, of course, Angels and Demons is Judeo-Christian, you know, concept, and everything that goes along with it. The story is from the Top Cow Image universe. There's fellow superheroes and villains, the likes of the Witchblade. You have Youngblood. Shout out, another phenomenal artist, Rob Liefeld. The Darkness, also another character created by the creator of Spawn, Mark Silvestri. I know I'm probably messing that up, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say I'm from Alabama, you know. But yeah, Mark, he's a phenomenal artist, phenomenal writer. He created the Darkness character and part of the Spawn universe. Todd McFarlane is the creator of Spawn, and he has, like I said, and he's taken the character to places that you probably wouldn't even imagine, especially if you're familiar with the Judeo-Christian concept. Like I say, there's so many different characters and comic books under the Top Cow Image label. I know they had the Max. That's an old school one, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm kind of really just starting from the beginning. Savage Dragon, that's Eric Larson. Phantom. Yeah, the list goes on and on, you know. But that's a quick Google search away for you. You know what I mean? Top Cow Image. It'll pull it up. They, like I said, they got spectacular books. Actually, Phantom, the Phantom with a Fathom, is probably one of their hottest storylines. It's so wild, so crazy. Black science. I know I'm really kind of giving y'all a lot of obscure comic books, you know, not the mainstream that you would you probably venture off into over there. You know, The Goon, another great book. I forgot the writer and artist for that. Great artwork, beautiful. Beautiful artwork, beautiful story. Definitely page turners. So yeah, like I say, Todd, he brought so much to the Spawn universe. Such a collection of various characters. I named a few, you know, mentioning some that he actually interacted with. The Witchblade, the Darkness, and you know, these are different entities and anti-heroes, villains, somewhat in the Top Cow universe. And so now I'm actually outlining the chain that's connecting the skulls. And like I say, just have fun with it, you know. And so yeah, so like I say, once Spawn becomes a little deterred in his mission, coming back to Earth, cursed as a corpse, you know, he goes after you know, Jason Wynn and his cohorts and accolades, and comes across various other characters. One reason why I mentioned Rob Liefeld's Youngblood is that was another reoccurring character that he interacted with, another black character called Chapel. He knew Spawn when he was alive. He also was a mercenary. Also a very intriguing character, very crazy. The antics, the fights, you know, and be honest with you, as an avid reader, you know, I'm a Spawn fan. They wasn't even really fights, you know. If you read Lil Spawn, you get to see that Spawn was a killer, you know, one of the premier killers in history. When he comes back and realizes he's a corpse, he don't even want no smoke with nobody. He don't want no smoke. I mean, you get to read in the beginning of the stories, Spawn don't want no trouble. He realized the mistake he made. He was trying to get into heaven for a minute there, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, Todd McFarlane, he took the story in very, very far-reaching precepts, concepts of just the whole Judeo-Christian ideology. It was it forced Spawn, you know, eventually to realize that that heaven nor hell wasn't about nothing. They both was hot garbage, you know, in the Spawn universe, you know. And so again, like it just makes him like almost a standout character. Like you'd be hard pressed to find a character that has went through half of the things that the original Spawn went through. Now, you know, heaven in the story of in the Top Cow Image universe, the battle between heaven and hell has been raging for eons. So as you progress in the story and the lore that is Spawn, you would begin to see that there is almost a Spawn for every age. And you know what made Spawn the chosen one per se was that the age that Spawn actually existed in was the age to bring about, you know, Armageddon, you know, the end of time. So, you know, he was the last Spawn, and therefore, you know, the most accomplished, the most deadliest one. And like I say, once you get to reading the story, you'll see that. And, you know, contrast, you know, he didn't willingly accept this ability. Like I say, he didn't really have no heart in the initial story to have fight in conflict with almost any character that he encountered. He literally wanted to just be by himself and sulk for the mistake that he was making. So I'm just, you know, playing around with it where I feel from the sketch, from the pencil sketch that I first originally worked, putting little shadows, putting little details. I'm going back with the pen and I'm going over that area just to give it my own flair, you know, my own touch. This is the somewhat design pattern that's on his mask. Like I say, his costume per se isn't really a costume. Like I say, it's necroplasmic layer that was sprayed upon his body before he was ignited and burned to death, which is, you know, a horrific way to be killed. You know, I don't know, you know, if it's any more excruciating than any other way, but I would imagine, you know, being burned with like a layer of nanochemical tar, yeah, that gotta hurt. That gotta hurt. But yeah, that's like I said, that's the beginning of him, and you know, as he progresses throughout the story, like I say, he ain't got no dealings with heaven. You know, there's angels that's trying to kill him. You know, he got the title as general of Hell's Army. There's demons that's just full of hate. You know, they demons, and they want the title. There's some demons that don't even want title. They just want smoke. They just want his head because he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. You know, he ain't in this position. You know, he got the title as general, and he ain't doing no general duties. He's sulking. He's in alleyways sulking. You know, the occasional thug drug dealer, you know, throughout the story, push him, you know, beyond the limit, and he disrespects him. And like I say, because he's so broken with these abilities and accessories and power, the chain, the cape, the necroplasmic manifestation, depending on how he's feeling, you know, to defend himself, and you know, in the beginning, the rare occasion to attack. Yeah, he was just doing everything on defense, and a lot of time it was the suits, the cape, and the chain, just doing it on impulse, you know, because that's why I say what makes him such a broken character. By him being the general of Hell's army, you know, this cape is pretty much evil. You know, it's going to rip the flesh from your bones if you run up on them. You know, and the chains is evil. You know, they're hellish chains. You know what I mean? They're not a normal chains. You know, this character has so many abilities that make him so powerful that you really don't know what you're getting into dealing with him. He represents a walking nightmare. If you was to look for the phrase like this ain't what you want, that's this man right here. This Al Simmons. You know, you don't want this smoke with him. First of all, he already dead. He already been to hell. You know, he's a corpse. You know, he can regenerate. He has a necroplasmic layer, which is going to protect him. Yeah, you just at a disadvantage attacking him. You know, even if you think you've killed him, you're wrong. He's been there, done that. You know. That's why I say just a real intriguing character from the beginning, you know, which made, you know, his enemies, his opponents, they couldn't be no slouches either. And one character that's reoccurring that you could almost say is his nemesis, you know, arch enemy, is a character called the Violator. And the Violator he would be the definition of a hater. Like if Spawn, you know, if you looked at Spawn as a character, his #1 hater would be the Violator. The Violator thinks the Spawn, Al Simmons, is weak. He think, you know, he ain't worthy of the title. Yeah, that's the Violator right there. You know, the Violator just look at Spawn like he's a waste. You know what I mean? Like you wasted all this on this chump. You know what I mean? And in the beginning, he disrespects your boy. Every time they encounter each other, every encounter with Spawn and the Violator in the initial beginning of the comics, the Violator just did everything imaginable. You know, he would rip his arms off. He would just do all this stuff. And, you know, in that, Spawn learned to harness his ability more, which made him become one of the most formidable characters in all of comic book mythology, in my opinion. You know, and you can, like I said, you can Google it. You can Google it. Just kind of like leap a little forward, you know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert. Now, what I'm doing right now, this is just a regular Sharpie, you know, a little small, normal Sharpie, and I'm putting in shadows. I'm putting in the shadows. The areas that you see me darken in with the pencils, these little areas, I'm putting in the shadows. And like I say, you know, I'm feeling it. You know, so I'm gonna go out a little bit further than where I was at. But yeah, once Spawn comes into his own, you know, he definitely begins to use his abilities, and you know, as that guy, you know, an unstoppable force, and like I say, jumping ahead a little bit in the story, he forms his own alliance. You know, he has some characters early on in the story that was kind of evil. The darkness being one of them. Different iterations of the Witchblade, other versions, other variations of Spawn characters from different other areas. There's a very popular iteration known as the Gunslinger, Spawn. He's a very popular. There's a medieval Spawn. There steampunk Spawn. There's a so many. And really, I'll probably be going on to the end of the show. All the different iterations and versions of Spawn throughout the ages. Like I say, Native American Spawns, Egyptian Spawns, Viking Spawns. So almost every culture, age, era throughout time and history, there has been a hell Spawn. Which, like I say, it just also makes the story of Spawn itself a very intriguing story. Definitely worthy. Definitely worthy. We about to go to a commercial. I'm going to keep progressing, you know what I'm saying? Come back, you'll see a little bit more progress. I've been to lay these shadows down and go to that last finished stage. So be right back.
We have to show care to our young boys and girls. And the best way to do that is to understand what true love is. It starts with you first. And just understand I'm here for you. If you got to, DM me personally. DM Udia TV. DM one of us because we want to make sure we're here for you. We want to show that we care. Because at the end of the day, this media outlet is to show that we're here for our youth and we're here for our blacks and our brown community out here that don't have nobody that could support them. And we got you. We got you.
Yeah, welcome back from the break. You know what I'm saying? Get on back to this Spawn young picture, you dig? So yeah, talking about Spawn and where he went in the future. Now this is just old marker, you know what I mean? It just allowed me to spread is a bigger marker. So spread the black on there. So I'm gonna just hit this background a little bit around where I'm gonna have his power manifesting, emanating from. You know what I'm saying? Kind of sticking with the Halloween motif. It's a black background. But yeah, like I say, Spawn he decides to do his own thing. Like I say, he felt the war between heaven and hell was a hot mess. Just the way they portrayed God in the storyline. Um, like I say, I'm not gonna give it away for those who may have not gotten that far. May want to see how it ends. I'm just jumping around, giving you little tidbits about the character himself. Yes, and if you would care to join in on this conversation, maybe it's some things that you know. Maybe you enlighten me about some characters. You want to talk about uh, the phenomenal character that is Spawn. Give me a call at the R hotline, which is 720-698-6440. Again, that's 720-698-6440. It's the R hotline. Yeah, give me a call. I'm going to talk to you. You talk to me, I'm going to talk back. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm about this anime comic book. Talking about that's all I'm checking out. And when I kick off my channel, you know, I give you some reviews. I'll let you know. I know the most obscure and fire anime. Why? I'm an animator myself. Check out the screen. Look at that right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. You can check me out on Instagram, you know, G Omniverse. You know what I mean? Look for the G. You know what I'm saying? Look for the G. Yeah, so like I say, Spawn, you know, you get the saying I'm a bring some order, you know, just the way hell was conducting themselves and heaven was conducting themselves in the story. Yeah, Al was tired of it. Oh yeah, that's a cute little piece right there. You know, I be boom. Yeah, check out that G Omniverse at Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see some artwork on there. And I'm gonna have some animation coming soon. That's a little snippet, a little tidbit right there, you know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, back to Mr. Spawn, you know. Like I say, he wasn't having it, and he brought order to it. Like you get towards the end of the story of the original Spawn, Al Simmons, and you will see that he made, you know, heaven and hell recognize, you know, like they end up looking at him like, you know, you the man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what I'm doing. I thought I was doing something, you know. Like he really treated the image top cow iterations of God, you know, and the devil as little children, you know what I'm saying? Sat him down somewhere while he made the universe, you know, our reality, you know, with a little bit more order, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, um, like I said, that's a story that once you get into it, you see that, you know, it's so intricate with detail and the world building process is really displayed in the Spawn universe. Like I say, it's so many different characters. Like I say, he's an excellent writer. He plays on the mythology, you know, throughout different cultures. Um, like I say, the Judeo Christian concept, theology. He run with it. There, towards the end of the original Spawn storyline, there's a scene you can Google that's I think is mind-boggling, and it displays the caliber of ability that Spawn has, and he goes to the center of hell, and in the center of hell, you know, the deepest depth parts, and in the reality that Spawn was in, it was comprised of all the comic book writers that has ever existed. They was stuck in this giant room in cages, writing stories for eternity, you know. And subsequently, in another room next door to the writers, comic book writers, movie writers, all writers in general in hell, was the different iconic comic book characters. So yeah, it's this scene. If you Google it, towards the Spawn run, where they have these characters, all of them that you could think of, showing different iconic arms, legs, capes. You could probably find some of your favorite characters in there. They're all trapped in these different cages, cells, and like a dungeon in hell, and they're reaching out. and in the next panel, they show you who they reaching to. They reaching to Spawn, and all these iconic characters trapped in hell. They give Spawn their power. Like, here, take my ability, make it right, and yeah, he do his thing. Now, you know, I guess it's up to the reader to determine if you think Al, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Spawn made it right, you know what I mean? But yeah, he did his thing. And thus, I come to the conclusion that he's probably the most broken character, iconic character. You know, there's some obscure characters, but he's probably the most broken, popular character, iconic character, you know, that you could probably think of. And, you know, it's sad that they don't really, they really haven't portrayed him as such, especially like in the comic books that they're rebooting in the beginning. You know, definitely, of course, they probably will reinstall, you know, that hack of his, but they didn't do it in the animation. And me personally, I felt that that's the perfect medium to display, you know. Yes, again, animation is definitely the perfect medium to blow one's imagination of iconic characters out of the water. You know, with animation, you have the luxury to create scenes and displays of power, you know, and feats within the story that that's almost inconceivable with live action, you know. So yeah, I'm hoping, you know, Mr. McFarlane, you know, do that. You know, they've had some. I believe they had a Spawn video game. I think it may be 1 or 2. Like I say, in my opinion, they they failed to show his brokenness, because his power scale is off the charts. And like I say, just the basic. I mean, once he became as powerful as he was towards the end of his story run, the original Spawn run, and that's what I'm really referencing. The first run of Spawn from issue 1 all the way up to I think it's at maybe like 350, 400 right now. And there's different, like I say, iterations. Gunslinger Spawn. Right now, Todd McFarlane is expanding the Spawn universe. Another reason I'm giving Spawn his light and accolades and recognition today. They have a title called Gunslinger Spawn. I've already mentioned King Spawn, Scorch, which is another comic book from the Spawn universe, giving more stories in depth about the inner workings of the Spawn universe itself. And again, I'm darkening in the areas around where I've drawn where his display of power is manifesting. The greenish yellow power that he manifests. And like I say, he has so many abilities. Once towards the end of the run, like I say, when he becomes at his most powerful, he can rewrite reality. Rewrite reality. I mentioned that first because throughout this whole time, throughout me drawing, working on this, I've been talking about how broken he is as a character and how powerful he is, and like when he set his mind to it, like you don't want no problem with him. It's because Spawn, towards the end of his run, he had the ability to rewrite reality. And that ability is self-explanatory. Whatever the current reality is, Al Simmons has an idea that he don't like whatever it is about this reality. No matter what you could think of, the flavor or the texture of ice cream. If Spawn don't like ice cream, he can rewrite reality to where it tastes totally different, and on down the line with everything you could think of. I'm continuing to darken the top where the power emanating from his eyes. But yeah, like I say, that's a broken ability. And when you have a character that can rewrite reality, and like I say, it's the nuances that go with it. There isn't like a special mechanism. It's thought. So it's a God ability. Whatever he perceives, he can have a thought, and reality would instantaneously conform to whatever his thought and will is. That is the ability to rewrite reality. And so yeah, it's you've seen displays of it in the Avengers Endgame, but there was a mechanism. The thought itself didn't rewrite reality. It was the thought plus the snap. And so I'm saying that to give you that that mental picture that Spawn at his most powerful state, he don't even have to snap to erase you. He could just he look at you and think. You know, you could be wherever you at. You know, the Alpha Centauri galaxy. And you get a mental picture of you know you whoever you are. Yeah, you're gone. You're erased from existence. And you know, I don't think that that's a ability that's debatable as it not qualifying the character is broken. You know, how you fight somebody that just think about it and it happens. You know, so yeah, that's the one aspect that, um, like I say, I think is overlooked. Maybe because of that very fact that it is such a broken ability that they overlook it. But yeah, to be able to rewrite reality is a amazing ability that's almost incomparable. You know, in comparison to anything. You know, you have characters out here that like Superman. You know, he can um, grab compress a black hole. You know, that's how powerful he is. He can bench press 15 galaxies. You know what I mean? Stack the galaxies on the side of a cosmic dumbbell, and he gonna bench press it. But yeah, just you can think and rewrite. You know, reality. Yeah, he lifting. Spawn lifting with his mind. He ain't lifting with his muscle. So yeah, that's that ability. Um, some of his basic abilities, like I said, that he had initially, um, he was able to teleport for short distances. Um, he can change his appearance. Kind of like a mystique ability. Um, I guess that was one of the mitigating factors that allowed him to come to grips with being a living corpse on Earth. You know, he could change the way that normal everyday humans perceived him. So even though he was walking around, you know, a decaying corpse with the Doctor Strange, you know what I'm saying, young Dracula cape on, you didn't see him as that. You saw him as, you know what I'm saying, just regular ordinary civilian, you know what I mean? He's just moseying on, doing whatever, you know, he need to do on his daily basis. Within that, you know, I guess it goes without saying he has the ability to project images in your mind, you know, so he can make you feel some type of way. He can make you see things that's not there. By him being having the title as the general of Hell's Army, he can sense evil. He can make you. He can torment you by making you relive horrific moments within your life. You know, that just ability of being come with, you know, that's a starter kit for being the general, you know what I'm saying, the Hell's Army, you know what I mean? You could torture people in their minds, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's just a broken character, you know. He can reverse and move forward in time, you know. Again, another broken ability. Initially, the way his power scale was set up, it took him using his abilities, his power in general for anything, to fight somebody, to create a construct, to do almost anything, drained him of his abilities. Later on in the story, the way the story goes, it finds ways to circumvent that liability of his power usage. And like I said, at his most powerful state, he doesn't. That's not an issue. That's not a liability. Him worrying about being drained of his life force by using his powers. So all those powers I've been talking about, at his most powerful, he can use them freely at will, for as long as he like, and amped up to whatever degree that he likes. Like I say, a very powerful character, I hope that if you're not familiar with Spawn, that you can go out and get online, check him out, go to the comic book store, grab it up. You will not be disappointed. Now, once again, initially I worked with my shadows to create, a contrast, and it's because Spawn, like I say, he was burned, and the necroplasmic suit is black. So I did my shadows first so I can come back in and darken in his suit, his face and suit area. So yeah, I'm hoping that you've enjoyed tuning in, hearing me talk about this, like I say, phenomenal, amazing character that's known as Spawn. I mean, like I say, the story itself is nothing like it. There's stories of characters, anti-heroes who may have went to hell. I know there's quite a few characters that have demonic abilities, anime, comic book, alike. But there is no character that comparable to say that they were the general, chosen to be the general of Hell's army, and given all these additional abilities outside of powers and abilities that he already possessed. Like I said, a phenomenal character. There's a cartoon premiered in the late 90s, mid-late 90s on HBO. I believe there was 2 seasons. I've been reading online, there is scheduled to be a reboot. They're gonna do a new movie. It's gonna be more horror movie orientated. It would be so perfect if it came out during the Halloween season, which would be ideal. Yeah, I would, again, animation is such a unlimited platform that I would love to see them maybe reboot and do updated animated version of the Spawn character. I believe the true fans out there would love it. You know, I'm a true fan. I would, you know, I'd be on it. I don't care what streaming platform, boy, because right now, you know, in the late '90s, you know, it was dark, it was edgy, you know. There's a lot of anime you can watch now where, you know, you see people get their head ripped off or they could lose an arm, you know. But Spawn was the original, you know, cartoon animation where they didn't have that boundary. They every episode they went above and beyond the Call of Duty to let you know that it was rated R. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a shawty, you might not be able to peep that. You know what I'm saying? Unless your parents, you know what I'm saying, they real cool, they rock with you like that. I mean, you know, I know you probably just sneak and Google it anyway. You can get it on YouTube. But yeah, you know, it's time. I believe it'd be the perfect time for a reboot, you know, in animation, regardless of what they do with the movie. You know, I believe the movie will be good. You know, there is, like I said again, there is no anti-hero, no superhero that's even comparable to what Spawn is capable of doing, has done, you know. So that's just my opinion. You know, again, I'm a fan, so I'm biased. Again, like I said, I finished darkening most of the face. It's a little area right here, and like I say, just, you know, with the character as a reference. The image has been shown a few times, but yeah, just with that image as a reference, you know, it's unlimited. You know, you can do whatever you want to. You want to give them the werewolf teeth, you know what I mean? By all means, open it up. Open up his mouth, you know what I'm saying? Let him show that grill. For the sake of time, I've just decided to, you know, keep it strictly, you know what I mean, with the traditional image that you used to seeing. You know, I didn't want to step out and give them the teeth, you know what I mean, or make them, you know, give them the venom, you know what I mean, look, you know, jumping out with the cow, mouth open, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so next week, when you join in on the next episode, well, the next episode, the week after next, I'll be doing John Stewart. You know what I'm saying? The Green Lantern. In my opinion, one of the best iterations of the Green Lantern. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't throwing no shade on Guy. You know what I mean? I ain't hating. You know what I'm saying? On Kyle. You know what I mean? I like John. You know what I'm saying? You know, so. But yep, that'll be the next one. And when that one is, you know, I'm gonna have probably a little animated short. You know what I'm saying? I'm take it to the next step. So this is a little animated short that me and my sons working on. Later in the week, you can go to G Omniverse at Instagram. Also, G Omniverse, Facebook, and check out some animated shorts. I'll be posting it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be leaving notifications. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, few videos on there. That premiere will be the first video, animated video that I will be premiering on the G Omniverse channel, the Go channel, you know, G Omniverse. Yeah, check it out. You know, every other week I'll be posting animated videos. I have a few graphic novels that I'm working on, putting the finishing touches to. Be having links and a couple of videos premiering those animated shorts, which everything will be based upon the books. And so, yeah, just look forward to it and join me for the next episode when I'll be doing John Stewart, the Marine Green Lantern. You know what I'm saying? So until then, stay creative, you know, stay aware, stay safe, stay questing for knowledge. You know, as an artist, you know, I know there's something we can learn every day. You may see artists on Instagram, Facebook, displaying their art, and just like your parents, your elders tell you, practice makes perfect. So keep striving, keep reading books that tell you different techniques to improve your art skill. And you can join me here at the WAZZAM Coloring Castle and flex your skills, show them what you got. You know, I'm here to give you a template. And when I come back next time, you know, I'll put a little color to it and let you see what I'm doing. G-Ball.
Mm-hmm.